All right. Hello, and welcome to SRIL's 2022 SRIL Planetary Exploration Challenge. My name is Clements, and our entire team here at SRIL would like to thank you all for coming today. But first, we're going to open up with the land acknowledgements. We'd like to acknowledge that this presentation is being broadcasted from Surrey, British Columbia, Canada, located on the traditional and unceded territories of the Coast Salish peoples. All right, moving on to the 2022 SPEC challenge, as we would like to call it. We're inspired. Oh, I'm probably out of frame, aren't I? No, I'm in frame. It's all good. So we're inspired by rovers on other planets. So as we can see, there's a map on the ground, and the rover must be able to navigate and collect samples scattered throughout this planet. Now, the programmers of this rover are you, our fantastic youth innovators, which brings me to the point. We are SRIL Robotics Innovation Lab. We are a nonprofit organization dedicated to empowering youth through robotics and STEM. Now, moving back to our challenge, with this map, these hardworking innovators have been trying to make a program to make this robot navigate this other planet and other world of cubes. Now, a challenge is when you do this is you can't drive your robot manually. The robot must be programmed in a way that allows it to travel on its own. For instance, let's use Mars as an example. So the planet Mars is quite a far distance away from Earth, and it takes a long time for signals to travel from Earth to Mars, sometimes taking up to 20 minutes. As a result, you can't really drive your robot with a joystick or remote control. So you must rely on sensors and a program to get your robot to navigate for you. Now, on the ground, located into one of these yellow tiles, specifically this one over here, is our wonderful SRIL Planetary Exploration Challenge rover. This rover will now navigate through all or as many of these scoring zones as possible, indicated by the blue. Now, at the end of the challenge, we'd like the robot to park in one of the yellow tiles as possible. This will keep it safe from environmental conditions on the extraterrestrial planet, as well as allow for the ability to charge and recharge the batteries. You don't want to park your rover in a crater or somewhere it'll get stuck. So without further ado, I will pass it on to Daniel to get our robot ready and calibrated, the map finally resets, and to Kira, who will be emceeing this presentation. All right, fellas, I'll hand it over to you. Thank you.
All right, welcome everybody. How are you all doing? So it looks like there are many teams here who have submitted their programs and are ready to start exploring this planetary surface. So the first team that will be starting off is Team SRIL, who has created a hard code based program for the rover. Very nice. Are we ready to get started soon?
Yep.
Sounds good. All right. Oh, here we go. We're starting out. All right. So it looks like, the rover has already completed the first, has found the first sample, which is great. Making our way back towards the parking spot. But is the rover going to park now? Or, oh no, it looks like it's going to be turning towards the next objective. And it's got it. Good job. That's 2 objectives completed already. Back towards the parking. Yes, the rover is now assessing the same area before, which is looks like we run into some trouble though at the wall. But we're still moving forward. Let's see. Canvassing the area. Okay. All right, looks like we've knocked down the objective again. Here we go.
Oh, well, we got to start. So,
Yay, we got a third one. And
oh, the mic wasn't running. Well done, Team Surrey. You have gotten.
yeah, I couldn't hear you guys the whole time.
However, you have damaged my rover. I am not very happy with this. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to deduct points for that. But overall, well done. You've gotten 3 objectives. And we will now reset and move on to the next team. Well done, Team Surrey.
Are we doing three rounds?
Oh, you want to do another round?
Yes.
You know what? At an interesting turn of events, Daniel has decided to take pity and give you guys another try. So everyone from this point will actually get 2 runs.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we're going to reset the map and we're going to give it another run.
Okay.
Okay, fix the robot. We're now making maintenance on the robot, making it ready to go, fixing our planets. And you'll see the robot running again very shortly.
And the run time is 2 minutes 30 seconds approximately.
2 minutes 30 seconds. Okay.
Okay, we're just for another run.
All right, I think we're ready for another run. Here we go.
All right, starting off again. Looks like the rover has got this sample very easily. It's nice. All right, back to this parking zone, maybe to get some more fuel. All right, second sample collected. It's gonna be great. You know, maybe the rover is just bringing the samples back to the launch site to collect them. Uh-oh, looks like we run into some trouble in the same spot again, unfortunately. And now heading towards the big mountain over there. Unfortunately, a little rover cannot climb up of. Coming backward. And all right, it seems like this mountain has caused quite the obstacle for our little rover here. It might be hard to get around it. Oh, but we do get around it and get the third objective again.
All right, well done. What have we noticed here? Well, hard coding has resulted in a very consistent result. We have the exact same amount of points as last run. Well done, Team Surrey. We will move on to the next team. And we are now going to reset again. Now, in the meantime, while we're resetting the map, I'd like to elaborate the point that we use some sensors. So as we can see, programming is very consistent, but there may be slight, I'm afraid. So, as we have seen, programming is very consistent. Our machine will do the exact same thing over and over again. But sometimes things can change. The map here will not be a perfect representation of your simulation. Simulations are rarely ever perfect, so the slightest deviation can result in some changes. As a result, you might want to use some sensors, but nonetheless, there's no problem with hard coding. Sometimes it gives you very consistent results. As we have seen here, you guys have secured a good amount of points, half the objectives. So, without further ado, I'd say that's an excellent result. And we're now going to move on to the next team.
All right, next team.
All right, Kira, I'll hand it over to you to
All right.
introduce the next team.
Sounds good. All right, so our next team is Just the Casual, who has also created a hard-coded based program for the rover to effectively accomplish acquiring our objectives today. And are we ready?
Yep. All right, let's go.
All right, here we go. Ooh, starting off returning right away towards the first objective. Very nice. First sample has been collected up. And, all right, making our way over to the middle now. Middle. Oh, so close, almost there. Oh, wait. Oh, you did it. You did it. That's great. Second sample has now been collected up by our little rover. It appears the rover is now stuck a little bit in the wall in the mountain. This might be a challenge. Oh, but there we go. Gotten unstuck now. Here we are. Third sample has been collected. Good job. And turning back towards the little mountain there. Oh, and now turning towards the big. This rover's doing a good job navigating the narrow pathways over at this point. And let's see. Oh, so close. Almost got to that fourth sample right there. Will it be able to get it? Yay! The fourth sample has now been collected by the rover. Good job.
Oh, that was it.
All right, that was it. Well done. What was the name of this team again? Just the Casual. Well, it was a pretty casual run. On the bright side, you guys didn't break the robot. You broke my planet. Nonetheless, we're going to give you guys another run. Good job in taking 4 objectives. We're going to reset it, get the map ready again, and we'll see what you can do on the second attempt.
And Clay, I think I'll be okay with I'll record the runtimes on my phone and then report to you later. Are we ready to go?
Yep.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
All right, our space exploration team has put the rover back on track so it can give it another go. All right, once again, the first sample collected, done and done. Easy. Now comes the difficult part, navigating the pathways. See? All right. Once again, the middle objective has now been acquired and the rover has gotten stuck. We'll wait for it to be able to get unstuck, hopefully. Yeah, there we go. All right, making our way out to the outer edge. And the third sample has been acquired. All right. Now we see the rover making it through the intricate pathway over on this side of the map. Unfortunately, the hillside still seems to be causing quite an obstacle for our little rover here. But can we get the fourth objective this time? We're that close, I can see it right there. It's within reach. What? Yeah? They did it! Well, it's 4 objectives down, and the rover has finished.
All right, as we expected, a hard-coded robot, same results, nice consistency. Well done, casuals. Nice and casual run. Casually breaking my planet, but nonetheless, well done. I keep forgetting that the camera is recording from over here, so I should probably be standing over here.
Looks like the rover is back in place.
All right, next up we have Team Potato.
All right, here goes Team Potato. All right, Kira and Daniel.
The next team is Team Potato, and they're doing a sensor-based program, which is quite different from the 2 hard code based programs that we saw in the first part. Team Potato says that they want to use sensors, but also not make it too complicated. That's a good way to do it. The sensors will help account for a lot of the variables that are unforeseen. It looks like the rover has already found 2 of the samples. Good work so far. Once again, canvassing the area. I'm sure we didn't miss anything. You can see that with the sensor-based program, the rover is a little bit less sure of itself at times, but that also helps for it to account for anything it hasn't discovered yet. Making our way back to the wall and the parking zone, maybe to get some rest, to fuel. Oh, so close, almost got to the 3rd sample there. And once again, almost made it.
Ooh, we got a scoring zone. All right, well done. We have got our first robot that's been parked safely. That's a nice 7 points. We'll tally that up. Okay.
This tape does not work.
We're now repairing the planet. Please stand by. This one, we did see the use of sensors. The robot is checking over. So things might change. Unlike the hard-coded robots, this robot has the ability, I gotta stand over here. So unlike the hard-coded robots, this robot has the ability to alter its path slightly. I'm not quite sure how it determines to go left or right, but we might see some different results as we prep the robot and the planet for another run. Oh, my planet is taking a beating. I think this stuff will shut off. That's really small. Oh, yeah. So this has to be taken in case. So that prompts it. Is the planet okay?
Barely.
Barely okay.
All right, second one.
All right, we're gonna do our second run. All right, Potato, let's see what you can do.
All right, so second time around. Looks like with the sensors, still gotten the first objective down. Back to the parking zone. You can see, oh, this time they got the one over there. This is how we can see that the sensor-based programming
Yeah.
might produce slightly different results based on what the rover encounters. All right, once again,
Nice.
making sure to pick up that sample for good measure, of course. Once again, picking up this sample for good measure as well. Can't be too sure. That's what we run into the hole there, but that is okay because that is what puts the sensors back on track. Let's see. Making our way over to this side now. Oh, we might have run into a little bit of trouble there with the hill in the middle there, which has caused quite some problems for our rover over the last little while.
Yep.
All right, looks like it's stuck.
Yep.
All right. All right, well done, Potato. As we can see, the results have been slightly different. With the sensor input, the robot is making slight decisions. Unfortunately, it didn't make some very good ones, because it did not land back in its starting zone like the first run, it appears that we have actually gotten a better score from the very first run. Unfortunately, the addition of getting a third point, you get 3 points for each of these blue zones reached. We got another blue point, but the points achieved for finishing in a yellow zone is 7 points. So you may have gained 3 points, but unfortunately you lost 7. As a result, we're keeping your very first score. Well done, Potato. And we'll move on to the next team.
The planetary restoration crew is in there. Fix up the planet now.
All right, next team, Team Eclipse.
Moving on to Team Eclipse, we've got another hard-coded robot here. We should see some consistency. So again, I'll hand it off to Kira and Daniel whenever they want to start.
All right, our next team is in fact Team Eclipse. Once again, another hard code based program. Great. They decided that hard code would be the most efficient way to do it. So let's see how this works out for our rover here. Once our planetary restoration crew has finished repairing the surface. Okay. And we're off. Okay. Once again, the rover is headed for the first sample and has acquired it already. Good work. Of course, the hillside. Major obstacle for our little rover here, but nothing that we can't handle. Oh, it looks like it's headed backwards now. Interesting. Something that we have not seen yet. All right. All right, second sample in the middle has been collected. Good work. Once again, it seems that this spot proves to be quite a lot of trouble for our little rover to overcome. It seems to get stuck here quite often. This might be important to send back to Earth to let the programmers know that this is a big problem. How is the rover going to get free from this? Ooh! And it managed to escape. Good job. All right. Heading backwards again. Straight down the middle.
All right, so we got 2 scoring zones.
Good job.
Looks like it's complete. And we will reset for another run.
The gap is much smaller than I thought. Yeah, I can see how that might be an issue between you're testing it at home versus the actual challenge. But it's a good learning opportunity.
All right, second run.
Once again, heading straight towards the first sample, and it's acquired with no issues at all. All right. As we see, this might go pretty similarly to before, but there could be some. Let's see if the rover can overcome this hill this time.
Ooh.
All right, made it out of there.
Yeah.
Headed backwards again. But it can do that without looking behind it. All right. This way, and the third sample has been collected. Oh, looks like this time it's managed to make it out a lot faster. Nice work. Always remember, you can expect the unexpected. And it seems like this time, our resilient rover has managed to make it go a lot.
All right,
Mission go
very
quite
similar
faster.
results to the very first run. Very well done.
All right, next team, Among Us.
Oh, what? What's the team called?
Among Us.
Man, Daniel, that's sus.
Yeah, it is.
All right. As suspicious as it is. Let's see if it works.
All right, so our next team is Lucky Ducky #1, who indeed has an Among Us next to their name. And this is going to be a sensor-based program. They say that it's a brute force way of implementing sensors. So let's see how it works. Also, Among Us. Yes, Among Us. All right. Well, Among Us does take place in space. So let's see if this rover can make it through the map without being sus. 2 samples have already been collected up. Good work so far. All right, make that 3. Make that 3, and then of course, the deadly spot. This might be some kind of sandstorm on Mars or our planet that our rover seems to not be able to make it through at any time.
I wonder if they program reverse. A reverse gear would be nice. Yeah, this one looks to be stuck. Right. However, they had a very good run at the start. Very few collisions, almost none that I could see. This is the one major collision I'm going to tally, but very well. We're going to do it another run. Hopefully it doesn't get stuck, and we'll see what you can do.
Once again, our planetary restoration crew is fixing up the damage caused.
All right, let's go.
And once again, we are off right towards the first objective. Accomplished pretty quickly. Basically, could be a little bit stuck again at the hill. Maybe the imposters have sabotaged the rover. I don't know. And it looks like this might be too much for our rover here. The hill is proving to be quite a challenge this time. I'm not sure. Or maybe the imposters have sabotaged the rover. Who knows?
Yeah, it's very tight. It is a 20-centimeter gap, and the bot is 20 centimeter by 20 centimeters. It is quite a tight fit. I think we're going to call it there. So we're going to keep the scores of your very first run. Very good applications of sensors. We did not see many collisions in that first run. So well done. You got 3 of the objectives in run 1, which gives you a pretty good amount of points. We'll give you the final point deductions at the end of this challenge. But without further ado, we're moving on to the very next team, which is
The Velocipaster.
Velocipaster.
All right, so our next team is Velocipaster. This is a sensor-based program. The strategy here is that they say their strategy is to follow the outer edge of the map, make use of the sensors. Let's see how well this is working out so far. Back to the parking zone, getting some more fuel. And here we are making our way towards the first sensor. Good job. Sorry, the first sample. There. And the second one is done. And so is the third. Actually, I'm not sure the third one fall already or, yeah. 3 done so far. Nice work. All right, feeling out the area.
Oh,
Seems to be it.
that seems to be it.
That's into
Well
the end.
done. I did not see any long collisions. So you guys have been the very first team to get a perfect score on collisions at least. I do not pick up any points there. Well done. You got 3 of the objectives. That is pretty good on average. Good application of sensors. Really good application of sensors. Well done.
All right, second run.
All right, here we go again.
And we're off once more. Stopping short of the first sample, but immediately making their way to the middle one. And of course, the deadly spot, which seems to have stumped hard-coded and sensor-based programs alike, this challenge.
Wait, this clip in the previous runs, this was not as far forward like this, so now it's flipping. And unless they've got a
Looks like we
reverse,
might have some issues here.
What do you think?
I think that's good. We'll just take it at that. Yes. Also the front sensor. So the front sensor is snagged. So that's it.
All right.
All right. Well, nonetheless, you had a very good first run. Sometimes the second runs don't go according to plan. And unfortunately, that's what has struck here. Nonetheless, you guys had very, very good programming there. Robot barely had, well, didn't have any collisions. You guys met 3 objectives. So be proud of yourselves, guys. Well done, Team Velocipaster. All right, without further ado, we're resetting the map for the final 2 runs. We're reaching our last team, Ayada.
Yes. All right, here we go.
And last but not least, this is our final team is Team Ayato with a hard-coded based program. Good name. They say that they enjoyed coming up with it with their brother. That's so nice. This is a good kind of activity to do together with someone. So it looks like the first sensors, and now that's sorry, first sample. Now that sample hasn't been collected before, I believe. So good job on that one.
That's the hardest one. Everyone gets tripped on that one objective.
All right, looks like our rover has found some issues again, but they're making their way.
Ooh, still going, still going.
Gathering the sample again just to be sure, since we haven't really. Oh no! It looks like the rover's going rogue a little bit there.
Can we redo this
part
one?
of the plan.
Can we redo this one?
I don't think that's part of the challenge.
It looks like our world has broken. You have fallen off the edge of this world. Yeah. You know, this is a fictional planet. It can be flat.
Yes. Fictional planets can be flat.
We're now mending the planets.
Yes. Good job, Planetary Restoration Team.
Just so we don't get mixed up, just a disclaimer. The Earth is spherical as far as we know from scientific evidence. This mock-up of the Earth on the ground, or not Earth, but this planet here is not real. It's completely fictional.
Fictional.
Planets are spheres, or kind of like this, just not perfectly spherical. All right, disclaimer done.
All right, second one.
Once again, off towards the first sample that has been collected with ease. See a turn. Off towards the hills. And, uh-oh. Making our way to the same samples before, but now it's gotten a little bit caught on the edges. All right, the second one has been collected, this time the one in the middle instead of the one on the edge. So they're still running into some trouble. Once again, the deadly spot. But they've managed to escape this time. And now heading towards the third sample again, the difficult one. Good work. Looks like the rover has caused some damage to our hills. Is that it? Not yet, it seems. We can wait to the wall, but this time the wall is repaired. And mountain. Never mind, the wall has not been repaired. Thankfully, our space exploration team is here to make sure we contain the damage. And we're done!
Very similar results to last time. Well done, Ayato. I'd say those runs are nice and conclusive. And my computer and scoreboard has run out of battery. So please stand by. We will get you the scores in just a few moments. Now, in the meantime, before we get to that, we thank you all for your amazing dedication to this. And we may have forgotten to tell you, but because you guys have been so dedicated and have done excellent challenge work here, there is actually a prize for this. Surprisingly enough, there's a $30 gift card, a $20 gift card, and a $10 gift card. The $30 one going to the person in first place, the $20 going to second place, and $10 to the one going to third place. Now, for the rest of you, don't be sad. There's going to be plenty of future challenges. However, you did walk away with a bit of knowledge and a little bit of coding, a little bit of experience, trying something new. And I'd say that's the most valuable thing here. You guys tried something new, you guys stuck with it, you guys dedicated yourselves, and that's what's going to make amazing success and you guys as fantastic innovators in the future. So we thank you. We are going to number crunch the numbers and we'll announce the winner shortly.
You guys having fun so far? Thumbs up if you guys enjoyed. I enjoyed watching all of these runs. When I was in grade 9, I did a robotics thing like this too, and I did a hard code based program. It was a challenge similar to this. So I know that it's a lot of fun, and hopefully you guys had a lot of fun too. I think the SRIL team has put in a lot of effort to make sure that this experience is going to be very memorable for all of you. So hopefully, yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. I enjoyed. You guys should all be proud of yourselves too. It's not easy to do programming, sensor-based or hard-coded based, to complete one of these objectives where it's so large and there's so many objectives to reach and there's so many unpredictable things.
She's still talking.
So, nice work. I'm proud of all
All
of
right,
you.
I'm just gonna quickly pop in right here again. So in the meantime, we're also going to enable annotate, so you guys can scribble on the screen, draw in the meantime, have something to do, and we'll get this thing shortly. So we're turning on annotate. You guys have already used that plenty. Feel free to write stuff on the screen. Just please watch your words, choose them carefully and whatnot, and have fun.
I'm not going to annotate because every time I annotate on my iPad, something breaks. but I will happily watch all of you write some cool stuff. Let's see what we got here. Oh, I like the sword, and is that like a sword and shield? You think photo? Eye and SRIL. Let's see a smiley face. Some stars. Very nice. I like it. Are you guys still supposed to be muted or?
We're unmuting.
You want to turn on the camera?
Nope, no need. I got cameras over there. Cameras are still rolling. All right, everyone. The results are in. In first place, we have Team Velocipaster. In second place, we've got, I'm not going to even say it anymore. And lastly, we've got Potato in third place. Now, something interesting has happened here. All three of these teams have actually chosen to use sensors, but it's not what you would expect. The scoring here, they achieved a similar amount of objectives as all of the other teams. However, the biggest key difference here is the amount of collisions that they have achieved, excluding, well, potato flat, a lot. But Lucky Ducky and Velocipaster had very, very few collisions. So they get deducted very, very few points, -1 and -0. Additionally, we have an interesting correlation with speed here. Both of the sensor-based codes, they don't have to run the whole code. They'll get stuck somewhere, obviously, but because they don't have the ability to turn and, well, correct themselves or get stuck, their code and times actually ended quicker. So their runtime speed is actually lower. So they achieved the same amount of objectives, but they didn't take as long for the robot to basically shut down. So as a result, we have our parts breakdown or points breakdown here, and we have announced the winners. Congratulations, Velocipaster, Suspicious One, and Potato. As for the rest of you, well done. You may have not used sensors, you may have not gotten much, but you've gotten the experience and the knowledge from programming, and we hope you've had a very fantastic and fun time with us. If you have any feedback for us, we'd love to hear from you. We'll try to improve our events for the future. And for those that have won a gift card, you will see it in your email. So once again, I thank you all for coming. Thank you for participating. You've all done amazing work. It was very enjoyable watching your codes run. I never watched the pre-recorded stuff. I'm watching it live and scoring it live. And I got some pretty fun kicks out of the ones that got here. Oh, is it stuck? Is it unstuck? So hats off to all of you. You guys have surprised me plenty. And once again, thank you for attending. We are SRIL Robotic Innovation Lab, and we wish you a fantastic rest of your summer. All right, thank you and take care.
Bye.
Okay, cue the black side of SRIL. Oh, that's a bit other.